spiritual seekers and soul searchers. Welcome back to yet another installment of the astrology series, where we are currently going through lunar transit and important astrological points of reference and significant planetary events in the birth chart. My goal, as with most videos on my channel, is to help you on your path to alignment and self-discovery. Today, we're diving deep into your soul as we map out your destiny through the solar and lunar eclipse. During the year, we all experience eclipse seasons where the lunar and solar eclipse will occur in tandem with one another. Usually these are partial lunar and solar eclipses and signify great change, new beginnings, revelation, perhaps even the breaking of karmic soul ties, and the creation of new patterns is possible at these points in time. In the birth chart, we were all influenced by one of these eclipses, whether that be lunar or solar. In astrology, this is also named the prenatal eclipse and is extremely important for mapping out your soul's destiny, as it is also linked with the north and south nodes. Therefore, karma and past life connection is also tied to the prenatal eclipse as well. The knowledge of the eclipse that you were born under, that occurred just before the month that you were born, can not only reveal to you your soul's journey, but also deepen your understanding of the intimate way that you will engage with this current lifetime and how you will share those experiences with others. Wherever the solar or lunar eclipse fell within your birth chart, in the sign, house, and degree, lights up that part of your chart, creating emphasis and focus. But what is a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse? So a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is at full culmination opposite the sun, therefore revealing its full brightness as what we know as a full moon. However, at this time, the moon is cast in Earth's shadow as well, in the penumbra or umbra, if it is a total eclipse. During the solar eclipse, however, the moon is completely cast in the shadow of the sun and only occurs during the new moon phase. Now, here's what the solar or lunar eclipse represents in the birth chart. Depending on the particular placement of this transit, you will take on the complete embodiment of the influences involved. You identify strongly with and relate to the qualities and traits of that particular house placement and star sign the eclipse falls under. Depending on the placement of the prenatal eclipse, you will move through life with this great force behind you and will be highly motivated and goal-oriented within that particular area of focus. This placement could also show potential dreams you may have about your future self and the person you will become. It is likely that these premonitions, so to speak, will come to pass, especially once you set your mind to them, or that's the general idea anyway. The solar or lunar eclipse in your birth chart may also show the legacy that you are meant to leave behind. The prenatal eclipse is your past, it is your present, and it is your future. Throughout your life, you will slowly begin to unravel what the eclipse is meant to teach you about who you are. You will be learning as you go, in a sense, and through its influences, there will be a continual process of finding yourself. And lastly, through the eclipse energy, your shadow will also be revealed to you. The vast expanse of your internal world and its many pitfalls. You may shine bright on the outside, but within there is a well of emotion that you must work through. Again, this is completely dependent on the influences involved. So, are you ready to discover your soul's destiny? What you need to do now is look up the solar and lunar eclipses of the year that you were born. Find which solar or lunar eclipse occurred just before you were born. That will be your prenatal eclipse that we will focus on today. If you already have knowledge of your birth chart, you'll know the exact house in which the eclipse falls in. However, if you just have a basic understanding of astrology, we will be going over the sign as well as the houses in which the eclipse is deposited in your birth chart. So now that you found your prenatal eclipse, now we will go over what this means, how it enhances your birth chart overall, and what the possible career paths are available to you, as well as what your soul is meant to experience as you journey throughout life. This is just an added layer of focus when delineating your birth chart for the purpose of spiritual growth. If you were born under an Aries eclipse, or your eclipse falls within the first house, feeling like you are in charge of your destiny is very important to you. You will always be the one pushing against the status quo due to your antagonistic nature, paving your own lane, as self-motivation comes quite easily to you. Throughout your life, you'll find that trying a lot and making mistakes will be the name of the game in finding what success means to you. It is very likely that you will inspire and uplift those around you when you aren't being too domineering. Your best possible career path may include owning a sole proprietorship, being a personal trainer within some sort of leadership role, or building a career centered around your identity. Perhaps you are an internet personality. My advice to you, for those born under an Aries eclipse or have this particular placement in this area of their chart, is to take time to smell the roses and not to let life pass you by. If your prenatal eclipse is in Taurus or within the second house, financial stability is the primary focus for you, as you will need the funds to keep up with your lavish lifestyle. You are the friend with the aesthetic Pinterest boards and Instagram feeds of all of the best restaurants in town that they need to try and the hip places to shop. You may find pleasure in curating your life to suit your needs. You possess an untamed heart and bring an aura of warmth and groundedness into the lives of the people you affect. Best possible career paths for you could possibly be investment banking, maybe working for a hedge fund. If you are in my audience demographic, welcome. Wasn't expecting to see you here, but all are welcome. Obviously. You could be a personal chef, food critic, artisan, working as a professional in a creative field, or within naturopathy. My advice for you is that the best investment that you can make is within yourself. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Gemini or within the third house, again, I'm blending these energies for the purpose of brevity, so please take what resonates. The full breakdown of your chart is necessary in order to gain a full picture of the influences surrounding this one very specific transit. You can visit the website healinglightandstardust.com to book a full birth chart reading. Now, if you were born under a Gemini eclipse or this eclipse falls in your third house, the greatest experiences in your life will be the ones that you share with others. People who have the pleasure of just having one conversation with you will instantly feel included, heard, seen, valued, and understood by you, making your ability to create connections a breeze. Childhood relationships influence your life greatly. Best possible career paths for you include journalism, blog writing, or podcasting, as you are very skilled at making your voice and opinions heard. You could even be an inventor. Ideas flow freely through you. My advice to you would be to start carrying a journal and a good pen around with you to write down your daily insights and potentially next big idea. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Cancer or the fourth house, you will be most inclined to escape the mundanity of the everyday, mostly by your highly intuitive levels of perception and immersive emotional world. To gain insight into the nature of your current emotional world, you can check out the membership page for that particular collective reading. You affect others with your vibe, the mood that you happen to be in on a particular day. And oftentimes you'll find that your mood is your muse, pulling you deeper within. You identify strongly with the rising and falling tides of your emotional world. Emotions which overtake your decision making at times, even clouding your judgment. Throughout your life, you will be learning how to be a caregiver and nurture those around you. This may also be a way that you motivate others in the direction that you see most fit, through your kindness and compassion. Best possible career paths for you may be being a stay-at-home parent, working from home. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Leo or the 5th house, you have a vigor about you that is further enhanced by the motivational power of your will to go the distance. You find validation through what you achieve, and may find that you are the shining star of your social circle. Love connections for you take on that of a romantic comedy as you strive for the ideal in your romantic relationships. You take on the archetype of that of a child at play who is lost in the wonder of their imagination. Best possible career paths for you would be an athlete, an entertainer, an artist, or you could also work with small children, nurturing them to your best capacity. My advice for you is to learn that you are not too much, and that there is nothing wrong with being more than enough unless you are giving away too much of yourself and to the wrong people. If you have your prenatal eclipse in Virgo or the 6th house, you are someone who's highly discerning and likes to leave no room for mistakes. Delegating tasks and organizing will come naturally to you. Those surrounding your life's work value you for your dedication and focused intention. Although it may be easy for you to lose interest too quickly, moving on for an opportunity that is perceived to be better aligned for you, leaving behind what is now in the past at a moment's notice. It may be clear to you that you are here to deliver a message, to learn as much as you can and bring your apt skill level to the forefront. Learning to get organized will be essential for you in creating a balanced mind, body, and spirit. Your best possible career paths include being a teacher, teaching about specialized topics that you are interested in. This could be within the area of health and wellness, nutrition, life coaching, and for some, this is a very specific message. You might be a dog whisperer. It could be likely that you speak to animals, and this is integrated somehow into your profession. My advice to you would be to give the love that you so freely give to others back to yourself. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Libra or the 7th house, you are most likely captivated by all things beautiful and pure. Your love for the earth and all of its beings makes you somewhat of a nouveau hippie. Your freedom-loving nature is challenged only when it is met with forces misaligned with your ideal vision for the world, causing those same forces to be met with a fierce weapon of protection. The world benefits greatly from your giving back to it in ways both seen and unseen. So continue to set your positive intentions. It is so greatly needed. And remember, the power of your intentions are only amplified by those you surround yourself with. This eclipse will show you that your social connections are the greatest mirror to your own soul and the way in which you identify. Best possible career paths for you include media and publications, being a social and environmental activist, or working within an artistic field. My advice to you would be to try not to get too wrapped up in negativity and petty drama. You have a deep and penetrating mind that has the ability to disrupt the very nature of reality. Once you set your mind to a desired outcome or end goal, you will not stop until what you want is attained. This can make you very successful in the areas of wealth building and in achieving power. For you, it could be a large inheritance that is brought onto you by, of course, the untimely death of a particular family member. It is a large part of your experience on earth to turn great pain into power through a transformative force. It's very possible that there were underground dealings involved or involved unexplained events. You are not one to fear much of anything as you have gone through your worst, your darkest nights now behind you. You are able to take all that you have learned through, in a sense, making love to your inner demons, the wisdom from those experiences on how to heal. Best possible career paths for you include tantric healing. You could be a medicinal plant facilitator as you are somewhat of a shaman, as you embody shamanistic traits and qualities. Psychology could be of great interest to you, exploring the realms of the human psyche, or even being a therapist. My advice to you is to, once in a while, ever so often, look at the brighter side of things. And also to become financially educated, as you will need to know what to do with all of your wealth, power, and status once you achieve it. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Sagittarius, you have the urge to stretch beyond the limits of your mind and of your known reality to venture into realms previously unexplored. You are naturally lucky as your outlook on life tends to lean more toward the positive end of the spectrum. This could lead you to places new and never before previously experienced as you are open-minded and open to opportunities as they come to you. It's possible for you to take pleasure in foreign love affairs, and the way in which you move people in the direction you set forth is through the art of persuasion. This could be something that you learn throughout your life. Higher learning is your soul's destiny here on earth. Best possible career paths for you could be a digital nomad, a travel vlogger, someone who makes motivational and inspirational content for their loyal fans. You could be an independent contractor or even one day a university professor. My advice to you is to allow for your unwinding of your inner self to continuously unfold for you as you move through life, slowly returning back to yourself once more as you peel away the layers of your egoic attachments one by one. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Capricorn or the 10th house, your organized skill of planning, thoughtful execution, and ability to learn from your mistakes will be of great value to you, as it is your destiny in this lifetime to uphold a certain standard for your family. You have an even greater responsibility to those who fall under your leadership. If you work for someone else, they are most likely someone of great importance and status. Best possible career paths for you would be being a business owner, real estate investor, stock trader, or perhaps you hold a managerial role of some sort. You could work in public relations or for a company that stands in line with your values. My advice to you would be to allow yourself to soften when the time calls. If your prenatal eclipse is in Aquarius or falls in the 11th house, you are here to recreate the world through your understanding of what is best suited for its highest potential. You long for inspiration and to inspire others toward greater possibility Interpersonal relationships for you are generally agreeable, and you are admired for your individual perspective and the expression of your unconventional ideas. Best possible career paths for you could be within the cutting edge of technology. Perhaps you enter the field of AI or begin investing in cryptocurrency or crypto ETFs. Building a personal brand is a great way for you to showcase your uniqueness, or even working for a nonprofit. My advice to you would be to also focus on getting involved with your community. If your prenatal eclipse falls within Pisces or the 12th house, it may be clear to you all of the potentialities and possibilities within your vibrational field. Due to your high levels of perception and intuitive gifts, you readily take on the emotions of those around you and even feel the soul of humanity and hear its cries. You feel deeply. Throughout your lifetime, you will learn to wield, carry, and embody the magnitude of Earth's oceans. Okay? Within them possesses an incredible wealth of knowledge, and you will be experiencing a spiritual journey. Best possible career paths for you are within the arts or spirituality. My advice for you would be to get grounded through a daily routine, or perhaps getting into nature. As you can see, the solar and lunar eclipse are incredibly beneficial for clarifying where your soul ties are currently pulling you toward in this current lifetime, the direction that you must go down in order to complete your mission to rid yourself of past life karma and unbind yourself from the trappings of lower forms of consciousness. The birth chart really encapsulates every facet of our experience, from the mundanity of everyday life to the transcendental nature of our existence. Now you have a more clear understanding of an area of focus that can help you navigate this lifetime. You can join the membership to access to more zodiac readings about current planetary transits, or get a full birth chart reading on healinglightandstardust.com. You get 15% off your first booking when you sign up for the email list. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for a brand new video. Talk to you soon!